Hey guys, hope you're doing good today. So in this video, we talk about hemochromatosis, primarily, specifically. In this video, I'm going to give you what I think will help you. I know we're helping with hemochromatosis, but I know these 12 keys, they're going to help you with a lot of things. They're going to help you, of course, with your iron, but they're going to help you prevent further disease, I believe. They're going to help you with conditions that you have now. And they're going to help you in all areas of your life. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get right into it. So the very first key, now I don't want to push anything down your throat, but I am a person of faith. I am a Christian. And so you may be or may not be, but you may have a different religion. You may not be religious at all. But I know for me, and probably many other people can say, that prayer and meditation has been a super thing in their life. It's been a time saver. It's been a connector. You draw close to your source, to your higher power, if you will. And then you meditate. You think about your higher power. You think how beautiful He is and how lovely and how perfect. And so prayer meditation, there's been studies on it. There's been research on it. It's very powerful. It helps you with your mental health, reduce stress, cortisol. It really helps. It makes a difference. There's been studies that there were groups, and you can look this up on Google. There was like 100 people here and 100 people here. And these 100 people, nobody specifically prayed for them, but these people, a bunch of people specifically prayed for them. And after 6 months, all these people, they had the same condition. These people were the same or got worse, but the people that were prayed over, they mostly all got better. So it can be quantifiable, prayer and meditation. So that's a big thing. Number 2 is daily exercise. Daily exercise, get moving. We're meant to move, with you and me with hemochromatosis. You get moving, that's good. It doesn't necessarily dissolve all the iron, but it helps with your genetics and it helps you on a cellular level. And it doesn't have to be sprinting. It doesn't have to be a heavy workout. Just get some steps in each day. Walk up some steps. Maybe use some bands, use a rebounder. Do something that gets you active. That's really crucial. Number 3, and I have mentioned this in some other videos, is exposure to hot and cold. So there's a term called hormesis. And basically it means you're putting your body under a temporary amount of stress that's controlled by you that is actually good for you. So when you expose yourself to saunas, or you go outside when it's really hot for 10-15 minutes, or you get a cold shower, like I do a lot. I'll start out warm and I'll just all the way to at the end where it's cold and it takes my breath away. Or you go outside with a t-shirt on in the winter time for 15 minutes. This is good stress. This is hormesis, and you can look it up and you can see that it turns on survival genes and mechanisms, and on a cellular level, your body changes, and it's a good stress, and it helps promote longevity and fight disease. So that's a big thing you want to do. Number 4, get a good solid 8 hours of sleep. And that's as simple as maybe cutting down the caffeine, especially in the afternoon, getting off your phone or your computer an hour before you go to bed, having a bedroom that's dark and cool and comfortable. There's different things that you can do. At night, keep your sugar low. Don't drink a lot before bed. So that's big because everything you do in the day, say you exercise, say you eat good, say you're managing stress, all the benefits of that really take effect at night when you're sleeping. So if you're not sleeping well, you're not sleeping long enough, you're getting minimal results. And, I found out recently when you sleep, your brain cleans itself. It cleans itself up. So if you're not sleeping, your brain is dirty and yucky, and you can't think straight, and nothing in your body really works right. So try to work on getting good 8 hours of sleep. Number 5 is beating stress, believing the right things. So like I said, I don't know what your beliefs are, but we all face stress. And like I said, a little bit of stress can motivate us. A little bit of stress can be good for us. But prolonged, unmanageable, uncontrollable stress is probably the worst thing for your health. And in fact, if epigenetics is true and something turned on my hemochromatosis gene, I believe it was a few years ago, I was going through some really stressful stuff, psychologically stressful stuff, and I wasn't managing it very well. And if anything turned it on in that viewpoint of epigenetics, I believe it was all the stress that I faced. And even if that's not completely true, stress isn't good. All the health systems, all the viewpoints, all of everything tells you that. It's not good. So you have to beat stress. And part of beating stress is having the right thoughts. Think about yourself in a good way. Think about that you are blessed, that everything is happening good, that you are always on the up and not on the bottom, that you are always winning and not losing, and that all the hard times are teaching you lessons and actually making you a better person. So beat stress. There's a million ways to go about doing that. You could do breathing exercises. You can pray. You can go for a walk. You can read. You can do mantras. You can try to, do brain retraining and affirmations and be with loved ones. There's a lot of different things you can do, and they're all should be used synergistically, but do that. Do things that help you with the stress battle. Number 6, strong and meaningful relationships. There was a study recently, and I'm not saying you should smoke, but they showed that somebody who is alone, or particularly somebody who feels lonely, that is worse for your health than if you smoked a pack of cigarettes. It's a study. You type it up on Google or ChatGPT, it'll come up that feeling alone and isolated is worse for you than cigarettes. Cigarettes ain't good, but that just tells you. So if you want to be alone, you want to have solitude time, that's good. But we weren't created to really be alone for the long haul. So I suggest, with family, with friends, make friends, meet new people, be out in society. And that might be tough because like me, I'm an introvert. I don't always do good with people. Sometimes I'm socially awkward, but I still manage to have a few deep, personal, close connections that I can tell these people what I'm going through. They can connect with me. It's very powerful. So yeah, strong, meaningful relationships, very powerful for your all-around health. And so the next one, number 7, is the keto diet. Eliminate junk food. So I talked to you guys in another video that I made that when I went on the carnivore/keto diet, my ferritin and iron numbers dropped super quick. And this was a 3-month period where I wasn't even doing phlebotomies. I wasn't even doing them. So I was just doing the diet. I was no sugar, no carbs, no junk food, no fast food, no processed food. I was doing a lot of fresh, clean protein and meat, animal products, and doing, nuts and vegetables and seeds. Doing the keto diet and eliminating that, very powerful for your health and very powerful for the iron issue. Number 8, I don't know your situation. I don't know how old you are, how young you are, if you're single, but in general, sex. If you have your partner, your spouse, and you could do it frequently in a good way, sex is very powerful. In fact, the first book that I read on this, called Ironbound by Shelley Manning, she mentions that sex, is very healthy. It's very good for the iron issue and just good for your self-esteem. It boosts dopamine and endorphins and serotonin. It's good for your heart. It's good for your blood pressure. It's good for your blood sugar. It's good. It's good for your prostate. It keeps all that clean and flowing down below. So it's just good. So if you're in the context where you can do it, it's a good thing to do. Number 9, clean environment. If you live in a house where it's dirty, it's moldy, it's dusty, it's messy, it's unorganized, or you have people that are negative, that ain't going to help you at all. It's only going to set you back. A few steps ago we talked about beating stress. Well, you want to have an environment where it's clean and neat and organized. And if you have people in that particular environment, you want them to be loving and supportive. I can't say how crucial that is. Very, very important thing. Number 10, nature and getaways. So maybe you live in the city, maybe you live in the country, I don't know. And maybe you don't like nature. Then maybe this isn't for you, but your body, your internal system likes nature. Like we were, if you take the biblical view, we were created from the dirt. Man and women were put into the garden in the beginning. So it's in our DNA. Whether you go even to the beach, that's nature. I mean, it might not be woods, but woods or the beach, anything in nature, in creation is good. And getaways, take a vacation. Every day have, a half an hour where you break away for prayer or for nature or for relaxation or a breathing exercise. Very important thing to do. Number 11 is help others and serve. It's not all about us. It's not all about what can I get, what can benefit me, but it's about helping others and serving others, and especially those who are not as fortunate as you. Because some people, even on a crappy day, there's still some people that have half of what you have. Their health isn't as good as yours. They don't have as many loved ones as you. They don't have the mental abilities that you have. They don't have the finances that you have. They don't have the the benefits and services that you have. So there's always somebody less fortunate. And so if you help somebody, pick up trash, go to a nursing home, go to a church, go to a community center, help somebody that's less fortunate, and you're really going to feel good. And there's research on that too about helping you. And then last but definitely not least is fasting. Fasting, it's in all the ancient religions, it's in all the texts, and now it's always been in the holistic literature, but lately it's been in more of the mainstream literature, that when you fast, even 18 hours, you boost autophagy, you help insulin resistance, you lower your blood sugar, you lower your blood pressure, your brain clears out, you have more mental clarity and memory and focus and concentration, you have more physical energy, you have better muscle tone, you lose fat. It's amazing. And there's been times when I've done fasting for maybe a whole day, you almost get euphoric. You feel it's a super mood boost. You don't got to take drugs. You just got to fast, and you'll feel so much better. But if you have blood sugar issues, or you're really one of those people that eat every couple hours, or you're really dependent on carbs, go slow. Go slow with it. But try to work your way up. If you can work your way up to a 24-hour fast, keep going to 48. Try to get to 72 if you can. Not all of you can, but fasting is one of the powerful tools that helped me with my iron. Because if you're not eating, how can you get iron in you? And when you're not eating, when you're fasting, all these survival mechanisms get turned on that actually help you with your iron mechanism. Actually, fasting will help your iron control switch to get stronger and maybe even shut it off. It may be a cure. I don't know. I'm dabbing into this stuff and trying to see. But fasting, we can't say how powerful it is. So I hope these 12 steps for a healthy life help you. They'll help you in every way. They'll definitely help you with your hemochromatosis. So thanks for watching.